What is going on, guys? As you can see, I finally got the Yoshimura's exhaust for the 650, and I'm gonna figure out how to install it so you guys don't have to. If you're interested, stick around. Let me unpackage this thing. I'm so excited for this. Alright, so straight out of the box, you're gonna get your headers, mid-pipe, and your muffler. I went with the carbon fiber over carbon fiber, and you'll also have your accessories for mounting the muffler onto the bike. If you have the Z650, you can skip this step, but with the Ninja 650, we're gonna remove the fairing out of the way. And to do that, you're gonna need to remove a couple of hex head screws and some quick releases. For the quick release pins, just grab a flathead. You're gonna head over to the front. You're gonna pop this tab off. And if you look on the bottom side, there's also another tab that you'll have to pop off. And that will split your lower fairings, left and right side. You'll have a couple hex heads. One's here and the bottom hex head. And we should be able to get the stock exhaust off after that. Alright guys, I decided to move everything inside because it's going to get dark pretty soon. But the next step we're going to do is remove the O2 sensor. I'm just going to do it from the exhaust, and this is going to twist the cables. If you don't want to do that, just follow your cables up, and there's going to be a fairing right here, and all you have to do is take off 3 hex heads that was on the fairing, and the cable should be right here, and you can just take that off with the exhaust when it comes down. So there's the O2 sensor right off. I'm just gonna leave it hanging. Once we remove the O2 sensor, we'll go ahead and remove the shifter lever. That'll give you access to the bolt that's holding the stock exhaust from the bottom side. So with the shifter lever, all you need is Allen key to take it off. And just go ahead and gently set it down. Once your shifter lever is down, we're gonna go ahead and grab your ratchet, extension, and 12mm socket and remove the chassis mount bolt for the exhaust. Once you loosen it, you'll want to head to the other side and take off the nut that's holding the bolt in. And while you're at it, go ahead and put something underneath the exhaust. That way it doesn't drop once you take out the bolt. For me, I just have a used tackle box that should support the weight of the exhaust. So now we're gonna head to the other side, and the nut, if you guys can see, should be right in there. And once you've loosened the other side, you can pretty much take it out by hand. And it just dropped right there. All right, once the nut's removed, we'll go ahead and pull out the bolt. And as you guys are pulling on the bolt, you may need to support the exhaust. That way the weight's not sitting on the bolt. Once you guys get the bolt off, you'll have a couple of pieces come off, spacers that you'll want to keep. You may have to reuse them later on. Once that chassis bolt's removed, go ahead and head to the front, and you will want to remove your exhaust, your 4 header nuts, and those will be right there. You'll have your 4 header nuts up front. So once your header nuts are removed, the exhaust can pretty much come off now, and you'll want to keep your washers and collars that are on there. You'll have to reuse them while installing the Yoshi exhaust. And there's a whole one-piece stock exhaust that's gonna go away. All right, so if you remove the stock exhaust and there isn't a copper gasket on here, don't worry about it. It's probably still in the exhaust on the engine side. And we'll just leave those there. You're gonna reuse those. Otherwise, you can pretty much throw this on the side. So next, underneath, where we took the stock exhaust, there's gonna be rubber grommets on those hangers where we took off the bolt from the shifter lever side. You're gonna wanna go ahead and twist and turn and remove those as well. We're not gonna be using them. All right, once you remove those pieces, you're gonna wanna grab the accessories supplied by Yoshi's and your original mounting bolt. So you'll need the spacer. There's actually 4 pieces here. So you have your spacer and the 3 smaller ones, and the mounting bracket that's gonna sit on the frame. I'll show you guys how that's installed. So I'm gonna go ahead and insert my spacers first. And then put the bolt through the shifter lever hole that we took off. And then I'm gonna grab the long spacer and slide it in. After that, it's gonna be your bracket. It's just gonna sit with this lip onto the frame, just like this. And my spacer fell out, but we'll put this spacer on right behind the other one. So this pretty much acts as a washer. And once that's through, you'll go ahead and secure it with the nut. And you'll torque it down to spec afterwards. So now you want to grab Yoshi's stock header pipes and install it onto the bike. And if you guys aren't wearing gloves at this point, I recommend before you touch your headers, you do. You don't want your fingerprints getting onto the exhaust. But if you don't have gloves, you can go ahead and rub it with, or if you don't have gloves, you can go ahead and use rubbing alcohol afterwards to clean off the surfaces. But with the 2 headers going through, once you have it in position, you're just going to reuse the old nut. You can grab your 12mm socket and ratchet and go ahead and tighten it down at this point. So I did this next part off camera. It's kind of a pain to do, but all you need is to position the muffler in the right position onto the tailpipe, and then you'll use the supplied screw or bolt and nut and put it on that bracket where we had the hanger. You can see it right in there. And it was just a pain to get that clamp to go into the bolt pretty much. So that's why I decided to just do it off camera. Once you guys do that, you'll install a couple springs. So Yoshi's all supplied with 3 of these medium springs and a spring puller, which makes it a little bit easier. You'll install between the tailpipe and the header pipe. So we'll just put that in. Grab the puller and stretch it. And that's how it goes. So you'll have 2 on this side from the bottom muffler to the tailpipe and the top of the muffler to the top of the tailpipe. Once you guys are done with that, go ahead and reconnect your O2 sensor into the headers. And since I didn't disconnect it from the cabling, I'm gonna twist it just a little bit before I throw it on. That way it's straight. All right, once your O2 sensor is installed, all you have to do is reinstall your fairings back in with the quick release pins and 2 hex heads. And after that, we'll do a before and after so you guys can hear the new Yoshi muffler compared to the stock. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If this was helpful, please subscribe, like the video. I'll post a first try video right after this. But that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks for watching. Ride safe out there. Till next time, I'll see you later.